Assalamu alaikum and very good morning, dear students. Welcome to new class 7. Students, today we are starting with chapter Operations on Sets, and today's topic is Sets and its types. Students, please open your mathematics books, new countdown, book 7. Students, you were introduced by concept of sets and its notation in previous class. We will revise some points and we will learn some new concepts. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to define and describe a set and identify different types of sets. You are aware of set notation. Set notation means how to describe or write a set. There are 3 different forms of set notation which you have done in previous grade. Now who can tell me the first form? Yes, exactly. This is descriptive notation. In this form, the set is described by a statement and not placed within curly bracket. For example, set A equals to set of first 5 English alphabet, and there is no curly bracket. Now what is second form? Yes, exactly, tabular notation or roster form. In this notation, the elements of the set are written within the curly brackets. As example, set A, then in curly brackets elements are written A, B, C, D and E. And now the third type is set builder notation. In this notation, the set is written within the curly bracket in form of a rule. Example, set A, X, whereas X is a letter of English alphabet before F. So these are 3 types of set notation. You must have noticed that all the 3 sets are same. Set of first 5 English alphabet, set A is A, B, C, D, E and English alphabet before F. So exactly same sets but written in 3 different forms. Now we will come to the types of sets. Sets are of different types according to their properties. Some types are very interesting. Type number 1 is finite set, as the meaning of the word tells us that this set has a limited amount of elements or limited number of elements. For example, set of days of week. Obviously, set of days of week has 7 elements in it. We can't write 8 or we can't leave any one. Now, second is infinite set. Infinite set contains infinite or unlimited number of elements. For example, set of stars in the sky. So obviously this is unlimited. We can't write these as elements. Now the next is unit set or singleton. This set has only one element in it. For example, set of first English alphabet. Obviously first English alphabet is just one, the A. So it has only one element in it. Now the next is empty set or null set. This set has no element or no member in it. For example, set of 2-digit numbers greater than 99. Yes, you are laughing on it because greater than 99 numbers have 3 digits at least. So there is no number which is greater than 99 but has 2 digits. So it is empty set. Now disjoint sets. These sets have no common elements or members in it. For example, set A has members 1, 2 and 5 and set B has members 3, 6 and 7. So there is no common element or member in these sets. So we can say set A and set B are disjoint sets. Now overlapping sets. In overlapping sets, at least one element is common. For example, set F has A, C and F as elements and set G has C, E and G as its elements. So you can see that C is common in both the sets. So set F and set G are overlapping set. Now equivalent sets. Equivalent sets have same number of elements in it, but the elements are different. For example, set R has A, B, C and set S has F, H and J. Both the sets have 3 elements in it, but they are different elements. So we can say set R and set S are equivalent sets. Now equal sets. Equal sets have exactly same number of elements and same elements. For example, set C has elements A, B and C, and set D has elements set of first 3 English alphabets, which are obviously A, B and C. It means both the sets are same. So these sets are equal sets, and we can say set C is equal to set D. Now universal set. Universal set contains elements of all the sets under consideration. For example, set K has elements Tuesday and Thursday, and set L has elements Saturday and Sunday. And universal set of set K and set L is days of the week. So the universal set of these two sets is set U, which has elements days of the week, which is related, and it is called its universal set. Now subsets. When each element of a set is also element of another set, it is called subset. For example, set T has elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And set V has elements 1, 3 and 5. Set W has elements 2, 4 and 6. So we can say set V is subset of set T and set W is also subset of set T. And we will show it, or we will write it as set V is subset of set T and set W is subset of set T. So this is symbol of subset. Now superset. It is opposite of subset. When a set is fully contained in a set, it is a subset, and the bigger set is superset. Or we can very easily say that superset is opposite of subset, or subset is opposite of superset. For example, set Y has elements A and O, and set Z has elements A, E, I, O, U. So set Z is superset of set Y, and we write it as set Z is superset of set Y. And as I told you that superset is opposite of subset, so this symbol is also opposite. This is symbol of subset and this is symbol of superset, which is opposite. Now we will come to the last point of today's lesson, which is cardinality of a set. The number of elements of a set is called its cardinal number. Means we will just count the elements, and whatever the number of elements, that is called its cardinality. For example, set A has members or elements 2, 5, 7 and 11. These are 4 elements. So the cardinal number of set A is 4. Another example, set V has members A, E, I, O, U. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So the cardinality of set V is 5, or the cardinal number of set V is 5. I hope you can easily implement your learning in your written work now. So you are clear about all the things which I explained and all the concepts which you learned, which are new today, but now you are aware of everything. Now we will revise the summary, or we will summarize today's topic. So what we learned today, we reinforce the 3 types of set notation, and you will learn identification of different type of sets, and you learn how to find cardinality of sets. Now come to the written work. Now your written tasks are: task number 1, question 1, exercise 1, page 17 of new countdown 7. And in this lesson you have to fill the given blanks with appropriate answer. In task number 2, you will do question number 2, exercise 1, page 17 of new countdown 7, in which you have to mention that the given statements are true or false. Now come to the home assignment. Students, you will do task 1 and task 2 just after this lesson, but for home assignment you are free to do any time but before next lesson. And in this task you will learn symbols used in sets given on page 8 of new countdown 7. For your convenience, I have given the list of those symbols over here. So this is the symbol of equal sets. This symbol is for unequal sets. This symbol is used for equivalent sets, and this is for not equivalent sets. And this symbol is member of, and this is for not member of. And this symbol is used for empty set, and this is used for subset, and this is for not a subset. And this symbol is used for proper subset, and this is for not a proper subset. And this symbol is used for such that. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Now, Allah Hafiz, good luck and keep practicing.